All right, this is going to go through a movement that begins to get the shoulder overhead in a very gentle way. It's safe because the arm is going to be supported by a counter, so I'm not actually using my shoulder to lift. I'm going to have my arm anchored at the counter, and my body's going to move away from it. So if I'm doing this with my right arm on my counter, and I'm going to begin with my feet in a staggered position, where the side that I'm working on, that leg is behind me. Now, I can put this hand here if I want, but it's not really going to be doing much, maybe just for balance. So as I begin, I'm going to take the weight from my front left leg, and I'm going to start to slowly shift that weight towards my back leg as my hand stays anchored to the counter. Now you can see the more that I go back, I'm opening this space underneath my arm, right, to begin to take my arm overhead. So here, you can see that my arm's not going through a lot of motion. I'm just trying to see if I can go through this without pain on the top of my shoulder, and I'm really trying to make sure this stays really soft. So sometimes if we push things too hard, everything wants to tense and this wants to shoot up towards my ear. I'm keeping this pretty relaxed so that nothing is really engaging on the top of my shoulder or the top of my neck. So this is the very beginning of a gentle self-stretch. I just rock to my back foot and to my front foot. Now if I feel nothing, I would go a little further away, right? So now the further away I am, I'm already starting with a little bit more stretch or opening of my armpit with my weight on my front leg. And now as I shift my weight towards my back leg, you can see my shoulders going through a little bit more motion. Once again, I'm trying to stay short of any pinch, pain, stuff on the top of my shoulder, because that's not really all that helpful. That's me just compressing the top of my shoulder. And I'm going through that same rocking. So I want to make sure I'm in a range where when I get back here, I feel something, right? Whether that's tightness underneath or anything on the top. And I rock forward and whatever that is goes away completely. Now, if there's a little bit of pain, pinch, something that's uncomfortable, I'm going to go really slow. And I'm going to see when I get close to that threshold. Like maybe there I start to feel it and I get out of there. Nice and slow. I come back to where I start to feel that thing and I get out of there, right? Now, the ideal thing to feel here would be to feel it more underneath my armpit and tricep. So usually I'll have patients start with this, and our goal is to gradually see if we can get more awareness of feeling things underneath their arm and less on the top of the shoulder. So one thing that I may do is say, all right, well, as you do it, do you feel less up here, which can happen. The other thing is going to be, go back to where you just begin to feel like you're getting close to that discomfort and very lightly press down into the heel of your hand. And that pressing down tries to get me to engage my tricep and my lat. This is still soft, and I keep that downward pressure as I come out of that motion. So relaxed, I go back slowly, nice and relaxed. I get to where I begin to feel something up here, and then I come out of it, I lightly press down, all down through here as I pull myself back forward. Very gentle motion, right? And if this is going well, and I'm starting to say, like, yeah, I'm getting all the way back here, and this is fine, I can keep the staggered stance position like I have right now, and obviously you can see I'm getting way far back here now. I can also come to do it with two hands and have my feet side by side, to where I just let my body rock back onto my heels, and now I'm just doing the same thing with both hands together. But I always want to stay short of this. And if I go a little too far, I'm going to take up all the slack and what's available in my shoulder, and it's going to recreate a pinch or a compression up here, that if I jam into that continuously, this is going to get agitated, I'm going to be in more pain. So I really want to make sure I'm staying shy of anything up here, if I can, and almost that downward pressure is trying to grow more of a feeling this way. So as I come back and I keep doing this, I say, you know what? I don't feel that pinch now until here. So hopefully I get to a point where I say, I just feel tightness under my arm, which is a normal muscular stretch, and this pinch starts to become less and less. And a lot of that comes from keeping the shoulder down away from the ear and getting more awareness of these muscle groups kind of sucking my arm down to try and get this to engage and loosen, which helps take the pressure off the top of the shoulder.